Ladies and gentlemen, I have the distinct pleasure of presenting the next award to someone I consider to be a living legend in Calypso. This is the Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, in the 1920s, he started singing calypsos. In the 1990s, he's still singing calypsos, singing and recording calypsos. His calypso was the first in a Hollywood movie. He performed for President Franklin Roosevelt and sang a calypso for Pope. In the 1930s and 1940s, he was quoted in all the major magazines and newspapers of the day. Look, Life, Newsweek, Time, Harper, and the New Yorker, and also the New York Times. The Negro Digest, which is now Ebony magazine. He performed with Rudy Valley. Ed Sullivan went to Trinidad to interview him. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stand and join in me in giving a red carpet treatment to a Calypso institution, Mr. Raphael De Leon. It's a great pleasure for me to present to you this award on behalf of Everybody Magazine and the entire Caribbean community. Best of everything, and may you live to be 100 years long.
I'm talking about 200. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I want to do something, and I wish you would permit me to do it. I want to give you an idea. An idea of how the Calypsonian operated long ago. I'm sorry. How the Calypsonians operated long ago. A Calypsonian would be called upon to sing a song that he has, but he hasn't had any. It's not my fault. He hasn't had any audition with the music. The music doesn't know what he's going to sing, and he doesn't know what the music can play. But he has a crowd to entertain. And there's a saying that the show must go on. In 1945, when I was entertaining the armed forces here in America, at the village vanguard, I was called upon by an army fellow with a stripes from the finger to his shoulder, and asked me why I'm singing all kinds of songs. I never said anything about the army. I told him, all right, I'll do that. And a week later, this is what I give him. Now the musicians, as you know, I don't even know who they are, but I'm going to ask for a chord. Are you hearing me, musicians? Give me that chord. Thank you. I took me fastness, I don't know what for. Join up the army in the last war. I took me fastness, I don't know what for. Join up the army in the last war. I was discharged with honors, but just the same. Whether peace or war, never me again. They had me like a monkey, always in haste. From morning till night, drilling about the place with march, double mark time. Eyes right and right inclined. Please halt. Number, please. I was fed up with the common standard tease. Brap, brap, brede, brede. Brava di la pido bodo. Bragadap, bragadap. You are the musician. Babi dobo, bi dombo, dombo. The day I went to join, well, that was the case. They had a female doctor there in the place. I held my head when I discovered they also had a woman drill instructor. who said I have to pass examination to prove I'm in physical condition. So straight to the doctor, she said, let's go. But when I reached, was orders again, for so it was breathe. No say yes. The army always all rigid test. Look up, wink, and no look down. Don't mind what you see, stick out your tongue. Rock, brother. Bring it, rock, me, rock, brother. Bring it, rock, brother. Tumble a rifle into my hand and call me smartly to attention. And one that the war is so terrible is to learn to use your rifle. You must be able to drill with it properly and in the front line. Use it defensively, so falling in single file. If you will, and get acquainted with rifle drill towards attention. No trail arm, double march, but hold your firearm left, left and right incline. But be careful how you cock your gun behind. Next was a tonload of instructions about carrying out army regulations. The army don't tolerate impertinence, refusing to answer is dumb insolence. Salute at attention, your officers. Address your superiors, yes or no, sir. But while enforcing all this discipline, the doc in the infirmary had me jumping with a bow turn. Stick out your chest, eyes right, but now lift up your vest, please. Cough and blow your nose, drop your pants, bend down and touch your toes.
Genius of the roaring lion. Yeah, the roaring lion, ladies and gentlemen. The roaring lion, ladies and gentlemen. The lion, the roaring lion. Yeah.
Hello. This is a plaque from the District Attorney of Kings County to Mr. Raphael De Leon, Roaring Lion. Dear Mr. De Leon, congratulations. This evening you will achieve another distinction in your long and distinguished career. You will receive the Lifetime Achievement Award presented by Everybody's Magazine at its annual Calypso Awards dinner. You started your career in the 1920s and immediately became famous for introducing Calypso music to the United States. Your music was made famous on such national radio shows as the Rudy Valley Show, movies and albums. You performed for the President Franklin Roosevelt and composed a Calypso song commemorating the coronation of King George V of England. Your success with Calypso earned you the distinction of being called the Roaring Lion. Tonight you are paid tribute for producing over 60 years of music and entertaining your audience for the world over. We thank you for bringing beautiful music to our homes and our culture. I join with you, with your friends and supporters, in wishing you another 84 years of success and achievement. Sincerely yours, Charles J. Hines.
I'm saying something now. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really very elated, satisfied, and moved for this reason. It is so strange that after starting my career in 1927, and to date, I have almost every record in Calypso. I've been the pioneer, the ambassador, I've broken every record throughout the world. And to think of it, I do not belong to this country, although this country is responsible for pushing me forward with regards to the making of records and so by with the different companies. But I almost feel like crying when I think that Mr. Hall and the people of this country and others can see fit to honor me when my own country wouldn't. You know it is true, according to the Bible, a prophet has no honor in his own land.
Now there's one more award for the Roaring Lions, and I will invite Mr. Sullivan Walker to invite the representative from Chevrolet to present one more award to you, Mr. Raphael De Leon.
All right, we would like to have Miss Sybil Chester from Hennessy, who has a special award for the Roaring Lion, to make a presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. Good evening. This is truly an honor for me to be here this evening as a witness to this union between Shefflin and Somerset Company and Everybody's Magazine. Although the two companies have crossed paths in the past, nothing of this magnitude has ever occurred. We are certainly delighted to be the proud sponsor of this 1993 Calypso Award presentation. For those in the audience who are not aware, Shefflin and Somerset is the importer of Hennessy Cognac, along with many other premium champagnes, wines, and spirits brands. The company remains strongly committed to heightening the awareness and preservation of culture in the Caribbean American communities. We commend and will continue to support the incredible work Herman Hall and his team are undertaking in this regard. Hennessy Cognac congratulates all of tonight's awardees who have, in their own way, contributed significantly in various art forms to the community and to America as a whole. In this light, I would like to present a basket of Shefflin and Somerset's products to the oldest Calypsonian in the audience this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it's none other than Mr. Raphael De Leon. Please give him another round of applause. On behalf of Shefflin and Somerset and the Hennessy Cognac Company, I present to you 6 bottles of its famous brands. 1 bottle of Hennessy Cognac, 1 Johnny Walker Black, 1 Tanqueray Sterling Vodka, 1 Tanqueray Gin, 1 pinch Scotch, and 1 Doers Scotch Whiskey. Congratulations.
Just one note, I understand that there's a request from some people in the audience who would like Lion to do maybe an extempo verse on the liquor he just received.
To be truthful, I am so moved that I don't think I can sing. Honestly, I don't think I can. But I'll do this way. I would tell you a little story in song that you probably will appreciate. We have the language they call English. We all are English people because we know who our foremasters. And I would like to amuse you with this. Because to improvise now, really, I'm not in a mood. You must be in a mood to do it. But let me tell you the difficulty, why we suffer so much with the English language. Let me tell you what happens with it. How difficult it is to understand it. And you can say 2 and mean 1, or 2 and a half. Again, I have no mood music, but I would start. English, you can bet your heart and soul is the funniest language in the world. English, you can bet your heart and soul, is the funniest language in the world. It's misleading, complicated, and as a fact, too contrary, and I am afraid of that. I am going to prove quite conclusively it's real confusion and perplexity. For when the meaning of a word don't put you in hell, it's its accent or the way it's spelt. With different spelling, same pronunciation, different meanings. Now, in international affairs, I'm sure you know, it's not considered concise and apropos for figureheads of governments or the world declare English a language of loopholes, for words far removed in definition are uttered with the same articulation. And if you will permit me, no time I'll waste in the following examples to prove my case. First, my girlfriend, though bashful to me, she was so dear. To kiss me at times she'll even dare. Her pet was a dear. When she offered it for sale, they said was too dear. Da da di lo bo bo do, lam ba ba de ba bi lo bi bi do do ba, la di di lo bo bo de bi bi lam bi. In international affairs, I'm sure you know, it's not considered concise and apropos for figureheads of governments or the world declare English a language of loopholes, for words far removed in definition are uttered with the same articulation. And if you will permit me, no time I'll waste in the following examples to prove my case. First, my girlfriend, though bashful to me, she was so dear. To kiss me at times she'll even dare. Her pet was a dear. When they offered it for sale, they said was too dear. Well, this language I will never get to know. An old Frenchman told me so. Had I known French, it would be better. I'd explain myself much easier. Every word in French has a different meaning, different pronunciation, different spelling. But with English it seems everything is wrong. Was not there like in my song, still have the same sound? A society girl who got drunk on beer, did her allow herself to be made beer? The shame was too much to bear, so she shot herself and was placed on a bier.